Are you tired of your fragrances fading away before the day is over? In this video, I'm going to share some expert tips on how to make your fragrances last longer and what are the factors that make them last a certain while in general. From the concentration of the perfume to the base notes and the storage conditions, I'll cover everything you need to know to keep your fragrances fresh and long lasting. So whether you have a signature scent or a whole collection, these tips will help you to get the most out of your fragrances. Let's get started. First off, the concentration of the perfume. The concentration refers to the amount of perfume oil that is in the actual fragrance bottle. Eau de parfum, EDP, and parfum, also called perfume extract or extrait if you want to be fancy, tend to have a higher concentration of perfume oils, and typically these range between 15 and 30%. And they perform more potent and are longer lasting. Eau de toilette, EDT, typically has a concentration of perfume oils between 5 and 15% and is a little bit less potent and shorter lasting. And finally, EDC, the eau de cologne, typically has a concentration of around 2 to 4% and is the least potent and shortest lasting. However, keep in mind that those terms, EDP, EDT, EDC, whatever, they're not really solidified. There's no unified scale, and every manufacturer or every brand can really decide on what they want to call their fragrances. So take this with a grain of salt unless you know the actual percentage of the oil. These labels are okay as a starting point, but some brands like to play funny games with that. So take that with a grain of salt. Number 2, the base notes of a fragrance are the ingredients that make up the foundation of the scent and tend to be long lasting. They are usually the heaviest and the least volatile ingredients in the fragrance and are often derived from natural sources such as wood, resins, and balsam. Examples of base notes could include amber, musk, and patchouli. So these ingredients help generally to anchor the scent and can make the fragrance last longer on the skins. The base notes are the ones that you really smell the longest. Depending on what notes this fragrance has as base notes, it also makes a difference on how long it will last. Number 3, the pH level of your skin can actually affect the way a fragrance performs. A fragrance may last longer on someone's skin than other people's skin due to the difference in pH alone. Generally, the pH level of your skin is determined by the acidity or alkalinity of your skin, which can vary depending on the factors such as your diet, age, and skin type. Some fragrances may perform better on acidic skin, while others may perform better on alkaline skin. Number 4, the amount of the fragrance applied. Duh. The more fragrance you apply, the stronger the scent will be and the longer it will last. However, it is important to be mindful of the fragrance you use, as too much can be overpowering and potentially irritating those around you. A good rule of thumb is to apply a small amount of fragrances on your pulse points, such as your wrists, your neck, your inner elbow. These areas specifically tend to be a little bit warmer so they can help release the scent. Number 5, what type of activities are you doing while wearing the scent? These activities have an effect. So engaging in activities that make you sweat, such as exercising or dancing or something else, can cause a fragrance to fade more quickly. This is because the sweat can literally wash away the perfume oils, causing the scent to dissipate faster. To help make your fragrance last longer, consider applying it after you shower or moisturize, or both. And this can definitely help you lock in the scent no matter what you do afterwards. And finally, a topic that is a whole video on its own really is the storage condition. How do you store your fragrances? When you do that, and when you think about it, it's very important to store your fragrances in a cool, dry place, away from direct sunlight, heat sources, and all this will prevent the perfume oils from breaking down and deteriorating over time. Heat and light can cause the perfume oil to break down and deteriorate, so it's best to store the fragrances in a place that keeps it away from the elements. Keep the cap on your fragrances as well when you're not using it, although there's this little thing where, you know, when you spray the fragrance, there's a certain amount of juice in the pipe or in the tube, the fragrance tube, in the spray head that kind of seals it in. So yeah, they say put the cap on, but I don't really buy it that much. Sure, it will help a little bit, but if you lose the cap, it's not a big deal. And all this will help you to create an environment that keeps the fragrance lasting and performing longer with time. So what do you think? Does this answer the question, how long does a fragrance last? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.